Slipslide Ride is one of the most unique, visually stunning levels in the entire game. It's the only level in the entire game that's 100% visually unique, unless you count the final boss, I guess. And I don't. There are plenty of cave levels, but no other level takes place in a cave filled with crystals, and maybe there's a good reason behind that. This is part 21 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country. I meant a good reason from a lore perspective. It's such a cool tile set that it's a shame it didn't get more mileage, but we'll talk about that side of things later. The central gameplay mechanic are the ropes. Blue ropes pull the Kongs up, purple ropes push them down. It's a great mechanic, super creative and real fun to play, but the real draw here is just the cave itself. It's such a gorgeous part of the world, and I feel like it's one of those standout levels too. The kind of level that everyone remembers, no matter how long it's been since they last played the game. I don't really have much else to say about the level itself. It begins as a fairly linear progression, introducing the blue ropes first in a way that's easy and safe to get a handle on it. When it brings in the purple rope, it's by necessity, so the player intuits what's going to happen just from the context. It advances to moving between ropes, then moving against the pull of the ropes, before mixing the two types together and opening up in the second half. Great level design. It gives the player the tools to figure out the situation and overcome the obstacles themselves, without being too easy or too frustrating. None of this is particularly new to Donkey Kong Country. None of us would be here right now if the gameplay wasn't top notch. But none of us are here to talk about the gameplay, are we? So what can we glean from Slipslide Ride that'll teach us about the world or the story? I have some ideas, but they're a little more speculative than most. First, I think the fact that this is the only tile set to get a single level is significant. It says these sorts of caves are a rarity on the island. There are no shortage of caves, mines, whatever, going back as far as Congo Jungle. In fact, we spend more time in caves than we do in any other setting. But this is the only cave where there are crystals, or anything of value visible, really. To expand on this, I'd go as far as saying Slipslide Ride is the only area where crystals can be found in the entire island, regardless of what we do or don't see in game. You might have noticed a lack of mining stuff in the cave too. That tells us that the Kremlings aren't looking to mine gems, and given the abundance of other mine shafts and whatever, are in here for probably something a bit more mundane. That, or they simply don't understand the value of the crystals around them. Maybe they're not valuable at all. Or maybe in the circles the Kremlings trade in, there's simply no use or demand for such things. I don't know, it's overthinking it a bit. I also think the ropes are significant in an environmental storytelling sort of way. That was a terrible sentence, I'm sorry. See, I don't think they're simply a fun idea for a level. I think they actually tell us what the level's being used for. As we saw in the previous level, and we'll see in the next one as well, traversing the glacier is incredibly difficult and dangerous. I think the Kremlings found a route through the crystal cave, and the ropes are put in place to help facilitate the journey. The ropes themselves actually resemble the ropes that rock climbers use in real life. I know ropes in real life don't glide you up or down, but come on man, it's a video game. Give me a break. The light dusting of snow on the cave floor tells me there's got to be some sort of opening or openings around them too, allowing for the wind to carry it in and keeping it all cold enough that the snow doesn't melt. The overworld backs this up too. Also, there's a warp barrel at the start of this level that I didn't know about. It's right here. Sorry, I didn't know how to smoothly work that into the script, so I'm just dumping it here. Screw you for judging me. Alright, that about does it for episode 21. What are your thoughts on the level? Do you think it backs up my hypothesis for Gorilla Glacier? Or do you think I've got it twisted? I'd be keen to hear your thoughts either way. As always, thank you so much for making it this far. I really do appreciate it, and I don't take any of it for granted. Be good to yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.